Yo guys, Mike for Sim Racing 604. Welcome back to the pits here in Assetto Corsa, and say hello for the first time to my Moza Racing CRP2 pedals. These are Moza's newest hardware offering in the sim racing space. They come as a 2-pedal set, but I also got the clutch pedal just to do some testing for today. I'm going to do a full review, but not for a few weeks. Yeah, the full production run doesn't start till late September, I believe. So rather than just cater this to a few people who, might want to enter a wait list, I'll wait till these things are more readily available. So again, that should be probably 4 or 5 weeks, and then I'll release my full review. But I did want to do a little preview here, let you know my sort of first impressions of the CRP2 pedals as I get into a battle with Alexis, who wisely backed off. So yeah, very good impressions. I didn't have the first edition CRP pedals from Moza, so the concept of these CRP pedals, or any sort of mid-tier to high-tier pedal from Moza, is new to me. But I am really liking these things. I come from using the Heusinkveld Sprints, and I would say initial impressions, they're not quite at that level, but they've been very, very good. And the thing about having a lot of time to test these pedals out is that I get to get them set up to my liking, try them in a number of different scenarios. Wow, I'm not sure what's going on. Some sort of bubbles here. What is happening in my Assetto Corsa install? But yeah, so I get to try these out kind of longer term, really break them in. And I've done a bit of time with them, not a ton of time thus far. But one thing I have done is been able to get them customized to my liking. What are all those bubbles? This is the strangest thing. Am I chasing something that is smoking? Okay, there we go. Let's get back to the core of the video, these CRP2 pedals. And yeah, so I've had a ton of customization time with these, and got them exactly to my liking. So pretty much the brake pedal is meant to emulate what I feel through my Heusinkveld Sprint pedal, which in and of itself is customizable. So my Heusinkveld Sprints are not going to feel like your Heusinkveld Sprints, but how I have run my sprints for the past 2 years, I would say, is how I catered. Sorry, I got to get over that smoke. Is how I tried to set these pedals up. And I think I've done a reasonable job with it. There's a little bit of give to that brake pedal, though not a ton. It is a 200 kilogram load cell, so very, very strong. You can set this up, I mean, from the factory by default, it is an absolute brick. And I've backed it off of that. There's some play in it now. And I really enjoy the feel of it. The accelerator is nice and smooth, and the clutch, although I'm not using a car that requires you to use a clutch once you've got it rolling, I have done a little bit of tinkering with it, and got it to my liking, and it feels very realistic. Good motion, multi-stage resistance. So yeah, meant to emulate a real clutch pedal. It feels nice, and again, that accelerator nice and smooth. So good first impressions of these, definitely. As I say, I don't think it surges ahead of the Heusinkveld Sprints. I'll use the next few weeks to test them more, get them feeling a little more to my liking, and see where it lands in terms of my hierarchy of pedals. But yeah, definitely strong first impressions at least. And I've also adjusted the pedal faces down. The pedal faces from the factory come at sort of a medium height according to the adjustable. There's various screws you can use to set your pedal height, and they come right in the middle. And even though I've got quite big feet, they felt a little bit high for me, so I had to drop them down to the lowest point. And now I can really get the ball of my foot on that on the accelerator and brake pedal, and really leverage the strength of my feet. So yeah, good customization options. So I've taken it initially from the factory. As I said, it was very, very stiff, And then I set it up. I started replacing, because they gave me a performance kit as well, and I started replacing the springs and elastomers inside, or spacers I guess they call them, inside the shaft behind the brake pedal. And yeah, I tried the LMP1, I want to say it was, or maybe it was just called Prototype, and tried that. It was way too stiff, so I tried GT3. That still felt too stiff, so I went with GT4, and that's where I'm at now, and it feels perfect. So a little bit of a, what's the, Little Red Riding Hood, yeah. Right? Mama Bear was perfect? Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, so that's kind of been my experience. I've done a lot of customization. Replaced the spring in the accelerator. No, sorry, replaced the spring in the clutch to get it feeling more to my liking. And yeah, so just huge amount of customization, and very, very strong, by the way. Because again, with a 200 kilogram load cell, you can set this up to F1 levels, and you know, you'd have to absolutely just stomp on the brake to get your vehicle to stop in game. And this thing is meant to handle it, so I haven't detected any sense of weakness on these pedals whatsoever. I will say the pedal faces do feel a little bit slippery. Hopefully you guys follow Kirith on YouTube. Excellent YouTuber. And I did watch his first impressions video, and he kind of had the same sentiment about the pedal faces. They feel a bit slippery, and your foot can kind of slide along that pedal face, which isn't good. I'm wearing rubbered socks, so I don't have any slippage. Or if you had racing shoes, of course, that wouldn't be an issue. But I think if you were just in socks or bare feet, you might run into some absence of grippage issues. And yes, I know grippage is not a word. All right, trying to go around the outside on this Porsche. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. There we go, got it done. Another car ahead, not sure what that is. So yeah, strong first impressions. I'll give one more lap here, see if I can push and set a PB. But the point of this video is just to give you my first impressions of the Moza CRP2 pedals, and very positive, and I will definitely do a review later this month. I've already kind of formulated my good, neutral, and bad about these pedals, and I'll just use the next few weeks to really put it through its paces and see if my good, neutral, and bad that I have in my mind bear out over time. Or frankly, if anything wears out or breaks, or if there's any concerns with it, I will certainly pass that along when I do my full review. But thus far, nothing even close to a complaint. Feeling very good. I believe these are available for pre-order at this point, but as I say, no production run, no mass production run until late September. So if you're heavy into the Moza ecosystem, these could be the pedals for you. And I should mention also, there's an inversion kit, so you can set these up inverted. And they're also, and I'm sure you probably saw this if you keep up on your sim racing news, they are making an active pedal attachment, is Moza, for these CRP2 pedals. So you would get ABS effects and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll be curious to see where that comes in, mostly in terms of price, because there are active pedals on the market. They tend to be quite expensive. You can get rumble motors for quite cheap, but an actual active pedal, which I don't know where Moza would fall in that spectrum with theirs, but yeah, they can be very, very expensive. So hard to say where we'll land, but it's an exciting sort of mini ecosystem that Moza plans to build around these CRP2 pedals. So even if they don't win the day on their own, you know, maybe the ecosystem that forms around them will be a big seller for Moza. We'll see. By the way, the retail price, $399 for the 2-pedal set, and for an additional $99, you can add the third pedal. You can add that clutch pedal. The inversion kit, I think, is close to €200. It's quite an expensive thing. I hope to buy it someday. Maybe I'll splurge and get it, but yeah, I love my Fanatec V3 inverted pedals. I really want to invert these things, but like I said, I just can't see $200 coming out of my account at this point. So we'll see what happens. And then, yeah, the performance kit, which is a set of spacers and springs, which I use. I highly recommend if you are going to order these pedals, I do recommend you go with that performance kit. It's just gives you a lot more options for customizing the feel of the brake. And that is, whoa, that is $20. So yeah, kind of a no-brainer. If you're throwing $500 into these pedals, allow yourself an extra $20 and get the performance kit. Sorry there, Acura, Honda, rookie driver. All right, so this will be it. That's my initial impressions of the Moza Racing CRP2 pedals. Excellent so far, great feel. I'm gonna have a lot more time to test these, so yeah, we'll see how I get on, but so far so good. Thank you to Moza Racing for sending me these for review. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see my review in a few weeks' time, or if you just like the cut of my jib. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you next time.